Bogdanovich very much concerned that his team might feel like they have a cushion, and obviously you do have one when you're leading by 3-0. But also Rudy said something very curious. He said, I almost hope that the Magic get off to a quick lead so it serves as a wake-up call for us.
You don't get many chances in your life. You got to be able to take advantage of them. The Houston Rockets, you got to come out, put your head down, and run. Shaq going over and talking to Nick Anderson, trying to inspire him, trying to give him some confidence.
Well, Nick Anderson did show some signs at the end of Game 3 by hitting 4 from downtown, including that impossible turnaround long-range shot that brought the Magic right back into it. And Orlando controlling the opening tip. O'Neal, Anderson, Grant, they all handle it. Scott. Back to Shaquille. Rebounded by Hakeem.
A lot of guys, perimeter guys, passing up shots for Orlando.
Kenny Smith. Getting it down low to Olajuwon. And the baseline closed. Smith off the dribble. Olajuwon. Drexler had it knocked away and then able to recover. Horry for 3.
Already 2 offensive rebounds for the Rockets. They outscored the Magic in Game 3, 14-4 on second chance points. That was a huge stat.
But that's Larry Bird. Make the opening 3. They can never catch you that way.
O'Neal called for a traveling violation. Well, Robert Horry, you'll recall, hit a critical 3 with 14 seconds remaining in Game 3, and he's opened up from downtown. The Rockets 3, the Magic nothing.
Good defense, Nick Anderson.
Olajuwon. Rockets with a 5-0 lead.
Well, Shaq would rather see Hakeem shoot that little fadeaway jumper towards the baseline. We had a foul here, but instead of turning to the middle, that's when the whole Magic defense can get in trouble, and that's where Shaq can get in foul trouble.
I've been watching Hakeem all playoff long. I don't know what shot I would want him to take if I'm guarding him. He makes the most difficult shots of anyone ever.
Kenny Smith was called for the hand-checking foul. And Scott passing on the 3. Hardaway taking it. Yes. Anthony Hardaway has had the touch from downtown throughout the playoffs. Rockets with a 5-3 advantage. Drexler posting up Anderson. Olajuwon trying to split through. He did. Not pretty, but he'll take it.
Oh, the double team. I can't believe that as they look for Shaq in transition. Bad pass by Hardaway, but Shaq, who was at the top there, came down to double team on Drexler, leaving the most dangerous offensive player on the floor alone, Hakeem Olajuwon.
Shaq has not been effective in transition in the finals.
Drexler squaring up. Going to the spin and rejected. Hardaway not expecting the pass. Not a good one thrown by Scott.
He had his head down and was trying to gather speed, and really, Dennis Scott should not throw that ball. He knows that until he has eye contact with Penny Hardaway.
Rocket players have been very understated, taking nothing for granted. There has been no celebrating. Kenny Smith said the other day, it was ours now. They would have given us the trophy after Game 3. Anderson for 3. Anderson with the save. O'Neal, pretty pass. O'Neal for Grant. Rockets 7, the Magic 5.
Careless box out there by Clyde Drexler, assuming that the rebound was going to go somewhere else, and the Magic take advantage of it.
Olajuwon starting with the crossover, going to the spin, and rebounded by Anderson.
Here's Shaq in transition. Can't capitalize.
O'Neal on the recovery, took the hit from Horry. And Shaquille, who has certainly improved his free throw shooting, will go to the line.
Well, Clyde Drexler fails to block out Nick Anderson here. Nick out hustling the Houston Rockets to the loose ball. Beautiful feed, a dish inside to Horace Grant, and that's a tough pass to catch it in traffic, especially when that's low, but Horace Grant generally has good hands.
Well, as I mentioned, the improved foul shooting in this series up to just under 62%. And for Shaq, that's on fire. He was 6 of 11 in game 3, but not able to hit on his first 2 attempts.
That graph would come out as the ultimate roller coaster, Marv.
Illegal defense. Ball here in the early going, so that's the first violation.
I like the fact that Hakeem is coming out and taking 5 of the first 7 shots for the Rockets. Don't let somebody else decide your fate for you.
Ellie. Knocked away by Hardaway. It's a 4-on-3. Scott. For 3. His timing was off. He hesitated, did not want to take the shot, and then put it up. Dennis Scott only 1 for 9 from downtown, and in game 3. Olajuwon gets it up. Ellie for 3. Mario Ellie has had the touch from three-point land, in particular in that area. And it's the Rockets 10, the Magic 5.
Well, he was 3 out of 4 in game 3, chipped in with a very quiet but effective 17 points.
O'Neal, Olajuwon, got a piece of it. Drexler going, and Hardaway, and foul.
It is truly amazing what Clyde Drexler can do after his teammates knock it away down deep. Clyde Drexler, though, you can just see in his eyes, he's going to the hoop. Penny Hardaway, Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott, these guys are all very legitimate defensive players, and he ignores them and can get to the hoop at will.
Dangerous defensive play by Hakeem Olajuwon. However, he is number 9 in the league in steals, and that was a steal, a low strip there, but that's how you can pick up a foul. And there we saw Drexler in the open court dribbling with his head down, but he does it effectively.
Rockets 12, and the Magic 5.
That's because he's not going to pass it. That's why he dribbles with that head down.
And Horace Grant with his second field goal. Remember, he started quickly in game 3. Timeout has been called by the Rockets. 5 minutes in, first quarter. Rockets 12 and the Magic 7. You're watching the NBA on NBC. Well, Nick Anderson missed on his first field goal attempt early in this first quarter. Nick has not shot well the past 2 games. You'll recall he missed the 4 critical free throws in the final seconds of regulation in game 1. We asked Nick, did those missed free throws affect him in games 2 and 3?
Maybe it did. You know, I'm not afraid to say that it didn't. You know, maybe it took away a little bit of my confidence, took a little bit of something away from my game, and maybe it affected my shot a little bit.
And it shows you just how fragile that confidence is. Nick had half his points in this series before those missed free throws and has not looked like the same player since.
Actually, as Olajuwon is able to hit on the turnaround, had a very solid game 1 that people would not recall because of what took place in the final seconds of regulation.
But Marv, the coach's job is to rebuild confidence. That's what coaches are supposed to do. That has not happened in Orlando after game 1.
Are you saying that Brian Hill hasn't effectively rebuilt his confidence? Or perhaps he has and Nick hasn't responded? How would you know that?
The coach has to keep working at it, but whatever has been done has not been enough. You got to run more plays for him. You got to constantly pump him up, post him up, something they haven't done regularly. Give him an opportunity to work his way out of it.
Rockets with a 14-7 lead. Shot clock at 5. Drexler off glass. So for Clyde, his first field goal, and the Rockets lead 16-7. O'Neal off the double team. Recovered by Grant, snapped away by Drexler. Ellie on the open floor for Drexler, for Olajuwon. A beautiful Beautifully executed fast break off the steal.
We talked about it at the top. Quickness to the ball and teamwork.
20-second timeout taken by the Magic.
Well, every loose ball, it seems, is going the Houston Rockets' way. Take a look at Hakeem Olajuwon coming out of the side out of bounds play, just getting to the middle as Shaq goes for the strip there and doesn't get it. Shaq has to go straight up and just challenge that shot and try to make him alter it. And then a problem the Magic have been having with Sam Cassell and Drexler getting feet off the dribble and nobody shuts down the lane. And then the fast break triggered by the loose ball as the transition defense by Orlando. Very poor here. Beautiful offensive execution by the Rockets.
Brian Hill very disappointed, wants that timeout. But he talked about the switch of Horace Grant to Clyde Drexler. If that was any indication, that strategy won't work either.
And a reach-in foul is called. Olajuwon going for the steal. The Rockets with their third team foul for Hakeem. That is his first. An 11-2 run by the Rockets the last 3.5 minutes. And they are up 18-7. O'Neal facing a double team. Coming up short. Grant again. And Ori on the ball. And the pattern has continued. The Rockets on every loose ball. That's been the story in this series. Ellie eluding Hardaway. Drexler for 3. And O'Neal gets to the rebound. We come up on 5 minutes remaining in this opening quarter.
But no fast break. When your center, the great Shaq, gets a defensive rebound, you should be able to turn that into a fast break.
And Dennis Scott going down low with a post-up move.
Well, none of Dennis's jump shots have looked good. One short, one long. He's going to try and do it in other ways, getting closer to the hole.
Well, despite the shooting problem, Shaquille O'Neal has told Dennis Scott, keep shooting. If you were in Shaquille's position, what would your advice be to the likes of Dennis Scott and Nick Anderson as Hardaway is able to find the opening?
Marv, I tell you, look, you can miss once, but after that, I can miss just as well as you can, so I'm shooting every time after that.
You know, I suspected you would have a compassionate point of view for the fellows who are not hitting their shots. Ellie for 3. Anderson able to handle it. Hardaway off the outlet with Smith back. Now Ellie over to help. Cut the angle down.
Robert Horry continues to play very solid defense.
Horace Grant not able to hit. Under 4 minutes left in this first quarter. The Rockets lead by 7.
Well, the Magic don't normally run a lot of plays for Horace Grant. I can't remember ever seeing him take a rolling hook across the lane.
Olajuwon. Drexler on the rebound. He was now 4 of 8. Drexler for 3. Just did catch the rim, and it's a jump ball as both Olajuwon and O'Neal deflected it out of bounds.
Well, Dennis Scott using his wide body to back inside on Mario Ellie. He's got a height advantage there, just shooting a little jumper over there. And Robert Horry, who has been such a good defender on the ball and off the ball, just did not cut that lane off well enough as Penny Hardaway found a brilliant move.
Olajuwon avoiding the double team, but not a good shot. Scott and by Ellie. Houston able to get back effectively on the transition.
And Horry there again, forcing the stoppage of the transition play.
Strong move by Shaquille O'Neal. Had the step, and wisely, Olajuwon did not contest it. And here's Smith being trapped, but Horry was back to help.
Well, the Rockets have not gotten a good shot at the basket on about the last 6 or 7. Their legs look tired. The shots are short. This is an opportunity for the Magic to get something done. There was a good-looking shot.
Houston had missed its previous 6 before the field goal by Olajuwon. Rockets 20, and the Magic 13. Hakeem has 10 points. Scott, well, Dennis Scott again with a back-in turnaround jump shot.
It's the beauty of Orlando. They have so many different post-up guys. Dennis Scott being one of just 4. Really everybody but Horace Grant. That's what I would do, is try to get him off that way.
Kelly. He was shot by Drexler. He's fouled. Hit from behind by Grant, who was looking for the block.
Maverick shot here at the Summit here in Houston, and during that last timeout, Brian Hill telling his team to rebound stronger. Once they get the rebound, get it out quick and keep attacking. He says once they get into the half-court offense, he wants them to keep pounding the ball inside, not taking all those outside jump shots. Once they get the inside going, their outside game will come. Hannah?
Well, Ahmad, several of the Rockets players said before the game they felt if they got the Magic down early that they could shatter their confidence. Obviously, that hasn't happened. Rudy T doesn't mind it this way. He says he likes it close because it's a little bit of a wake-up call for his team this run, and he chastises guys for not getting back on defense. He says they're beating you down the floor. Marv?
All right, Hannah, 2:14 remaining in this opening quarter, and it's the Rockets with a 20-15 lead, and Robert Horry to the free throw line.
Sam Cassell, who's just checked in, was yelling at the ball boy for not having his elbow pad. Isn't it sort of your responsibility to get dressed yourself? These guys are men out there. That's how on edge these guys are about winning this championship.
Well, Bill, as a former ball boy myself, I relate to the ball boy. I want you to know. In that issue. You're absolutely correct.
If it's not the ref's fault, it's got to be the ball boy's fault.
Rockets 21 on the Magic 15. Illegal defense called for the first time. First time against Houston.
Right before that timeout was called, Shaq turned and looked to the bench, letting Brian Hill know that he needed a breather. He's letting him know way before that he was exhausted and out there getting a rest right now.
Well, Jeff Turner and Brian Shaw have checked in for the first time. Grant able to get to it as Hardaway got the step, setting up Turner. Grant slapped it away, but recovered by Drexler. 3-on-2. Cassell will go to the line.
Just a lot of teamwork on these, going for loose balls and going for loose rebounds. Even when it looks like the Rockets have lost it, somebody will knock it loose. Nice timing on the part of Drexler to give that dish to Cassell. He had to hold up a second so Cassell could take it right to the basket. And now the fouls are starting to get a little harder and a little harder, knocking people to the floor rather than give them a layup.
I know on Showtime preceding Game 3, Julius Erving made the point that he feels Orlando is playing a bit too soft, helping people up constantly. Both these clubs have been very gentlemanly-like. We're not exactly seeing the New York Knicks and the Houston Rockets, but you know the Rockets are up 3-0. They don't mind. They can continue going in this style. But has Orlando had too soft an attitude?
Certainly, but why wait till Game 3? How about after Game 1 when you fall down? Come right back with some very hard fouls as Dennis Scott continues to operate in the torture chamber down low. But I'm a firm believer in you fall behind in these championship series, you come back with some very physical and confrontational plays, something Orlando hasn't done.
Well, Dennis Scott, who has found his little niche offensively right now without the perimeter shots going, showing everybody he has other ways to score. That's his third field goal, backing his way towards the hoop.
Foul was called on Drexler. Another factor in this series, at least over the first 3 games. It does not appear that Shaquille O'Neal is playing with the same kind of fire we saw earlier in the playoffs and through the regular season. Is it too much respect? Nice play by Shaw as he stripped Olajuwon. Has it been too much respect for Olajuwon?
Hakeem has been successful in taking Shaq out of his game, and I think that Shaq needs to get more physical, maybe take another offensive foul. You can't have over-respect or over-confidence in your opponent's abilities.
Cassell. And Houston in the midst of a drought after the good start. We're down to 35 seconds left in this first quarter. The Rockets lead 23-18. Hardaway shooting the jump shot over Ellie. Grant with the rebound. Crowd wanted to travel. Shaw for 3. Brian Shaw from downtown. And Rocket lead is now 2 with 20 seconds to go in the quarter.
And the Rockets not taking advantage of Shaquille being on the bench. Sam Cassell's last shot, a terrible one, especially with the Hakeem being guarded by Horace Grant.
6 unanswered points by Orlando. Cassell working the clock down. Final seconds. Cassell for 3. And that's the end of the first quarter. Late serve by the Magic. Rockets lead by 2. A look at the center matchup. Shaquille very quiet at the start, only 1 of 4.
Well, we're starting to see the little things, the extra effort, the quickness to the loose balls that has been missing for the Orlando Magic ever since the first half of Game 1 as Horace Grant chases that one down. And this is how you get a lot of good looks on three-point shots after offensive rebounds as Brian Shaw nails one.
And Hakeem Olajuwon at the end of the quarter, Rudy apparently said, hey, let's mix it up and pass it around a little bit. And he said, hey, I'm shooting here tonight.
Hakeem and Bill, you seem to think along the same lines.
Well, the first 6 minutes, the Rockets 7 of 11. And in the last portion of the first quarter, 1 for 10. They finished 8 of 21 from the field, and the Rockets lead by 2 as the second quarter gets started.
Maybe Houston might have relaxed a little bit too much, came out so easy for him.
Charles Jones checking in, replacing Hakeem Olajuwon. Shaquille O'Neal is back on the floor. Sam Cassell got the step. Oh, and the rebound for Turner, trying to protect it and calls for time with Jones lurking. And a timeout is taken by the Magic. Robert Horry obviously reacting to Bill Walton's first quarter commentary.
When you see that, you got to go and slap around and say, do something, wake up.
Jeff Turner, I think, lost track of the fact that the Magic used their 22nd timeout in the first quarter, maybe overreacting here, calling that timeout. We saw in Game 1, the Indiana-New York series, where the Knicks had no timeouts left at the end of that Game 1. You got to be careful with that.
Cassell off the steal. Cassell all the way. Rockets 25. The Magic 21. Anthony Bowie has come on for the first time. So Shaw handling the ball as Hardaway, Bowie, Turner, and O'Neal on the floor. Opening minute, second quarter. Hardaway for 3. Yes. Anthony Hardaway with a second from downtown. He has 8 points, and it brings the Magic within 1. Horry posting up. Oh, Chucky Brown rejected. The outlet for Bowie. Rockets get back. Oh, boom. Blocked by Brown.
Good job by Sam Cassell as the whole Rockets offense was compressed down towards the baseline on that shot. And the Magic really should have gotten an easy run out here, but a terrific recovery by Cassell to slow up Bowie.
One of the few times all series that Shaq's been on the court with Hakeem on the bench.
And Brian Shaw hits his second three-pointer. The Magic leading 27-25. It's the first time that they have led. Drexler saving the pass. Shaw trying to pick it off. Horry for 3. Yes. Robert Horry, 2 for 2 from three-point land. Rockets lead by 1.
We have seen this young man, Robert Horry, grow by leaps and bounds in just his 3rd year now.
O'Neal not able to handle the pass. Drexler on the run. Drexler gives it up. Cassell on the save. Horry stripped. Kept alive by Cassell.
Oh, good defense by Brian Shaw to shut off Cassell's penetration.
3-second violation is called.
Sam Cassell is one of the best in the league at getting into the lane. Quick, good moves off the dribble, but Brian Shaw staying just low enough, moving his feet to shut him off.
Brian Shaw coming off a good one off the bench in Game 3 in 20 minutes. 6 of 12, 12 points. O'Neal fouled by Jones. Blocking foul on Charles Jones. And Shaquille to the line. He's 0 for 2 at the line. Here comes Olajuwon following the brief rest.
On the first couple games of this series, this happened to Charles Jones quite a bit. We make a good defensive play by just holding his ground, taking the hit, and very rarely was a charge called. If anything, a walk was called. This time he felt he stood his ground, and then he got called for the foul.
So Shaquille is 1 of 3, and in this final round series, 6 of 9, game 1, 9 of 14, and 6 of 11. And as we indicated earlier, this for Shaquille is top flight in free throw shooting.
The important thing is that even though the numbers of shot attempts remain the same atop the league, they haven't been at Akeem Olajuwon's expense.
Orlando with a 1-point lead, trying to stay alive, trying to force a Friday night game 5, which would take place here at the Summit in Houston. Horry for 3. Robert Horry, a guy who the Rockets tried to encourage to shoot, is now shooting at will. Charles Jones. Cassell with Bowie back. Drexler met by Shaw. Drexler on the run. Yes, and a count.
Terrific decision by Clyde Drexler in transition. Charles Jones knocking this ball loose to set up another fast break opportunity here for the Houston Rockets as Charles Jones knocked it out. Shaquille not yet back on defense. Drexler recognized it, took it right to the hole. Nobody to challenge his shot.
On the penetration for Orlando, which resulted in the tip out for the fast break, when Akeem goes for that block, that's got to be Shaq's cue to get to the board and tear it down.
And Clyde Drexler putting together impressive numbers: 7 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Rockets lead by 2. Look out. It's a goal team. And the basket for Shaquille, a second field goal. He now has 6 points.
Good patience by Shaq and the Magic. The ball went in first, back out, and then back inside again as Shaquille able to reestablish that kind of position. Even Akeem coming over couldn't stop it.
The game is tied at 31. Olajuwon. Rebounded by Shaw. And you'll notice that Akeem was guarded by Turner. Here's Bowie for 3. Yes. Anthony Bowie has had his moments during the course of the playoffs, particularly from downtown. Orlando now 5 of 7 from beyond the three-point arc. Magic up by 3 points. Illegal defense for the second time, so a technical foul awarded to the Rockets.
The Magic players have finally realized all the way to game 4 that Shaq is not going to have his way down low. They've got to come up with something on their own, and guys like Bowie are doing something out there.
Sam Cassell, 2 of 2 at the line, will shoot the technical. Orlando leading 34-32. Rockets got off to the fast start. They led at 1 point, 18-7. So they had the 11-point lead. They opened up by hitting their shots, then went cold in the latter stages of the first quarter. And the Magic coming from behind to take the lead, and they now lead by 2. Olajuwon right around O'Neal, could not convert it. Bowie able to get to it. Open shot for Shaw. Yes, another 3 for Brian Shaw. And Orlando having so many difficulties from downtown in game 3. Hitting the 3 here in the first half. They're 6 of 8 from three-point land. They lead by 5. Cassell turned back, but last touched by Anderson. Ellie. Mario Ellie with his second field goal. Magic leading 37-36. Grant from O'Neal, and that drew the foul. Nice pass thrown by Shaquille.
Well, we've seen Mario Ellie miss some layups in this series. He has shot the three very well, and this seems to be his favorite offensive move. That runner in the lane, he sometimes puts it on the glass. Sometimes he gets a lucky bounce on the rim. As Shaquille finding Horace Grant cutting down, as Olajuwon committed himself defensively and left that opening foul on Ellie.
Rare trip to the line for Horace Grant.
That's just his fourth of the entire series. And his lack of an individual post-up offensive game really keeps him from ever getting fouled.
Horace coming off the 18-point, 10-rebound performance in Game 3. He started quickly, finished with a personal series high, 18. 5.5 remaining in this first half. The Magic 38, Rockets 36. It's been a difficult matchup for Horace Grant, with Horry making the successful transition to the power forward spot. Cassell for three. Sam Cassell with 8 points. Rockets lead by 1.
Every time Orlando seems to about to be on the verge of getting it together, Houston comes back with nothing but better play.
And Anderson able to knock it down from three-point land. That's his first field goal. The Magic up 41-39. Here's Cassell. O'Neal with only his second rebound. Shaw being pressed by Cassell. Wild pass. Leading to this.
This is why the Rockets have a 3-0 lead, because in transition they very rarely make a mistake. They quick strike and finish.
Brian Shaw upset with himself off that bad pass. Shaquille O'Neal thought he was fouled. Game tied at 41. Drexler. Whoa! Gotta be kidding. Clyde had nowhere to go. He tried to pull up and give it up and then flipped it. Anderson protecting the rebound.
That was like the back set in beach volleyball.
Yes. Shaw open for three. Brian Shaw with his fourth from downtown. He's 4 of 5. 12 points for Shaw, all on three-pointers.
And the Rockets very ragged, very tired right now, and very upset, I think, with Clyde Drexler's shot there. I'm just saying they don't make mistakes in the open floor, but Clyde Drexler got all hung up and forced to take a bad one, but I think it upset his 4 teammates.
Maverick leading by 3. Olajuwon for 1 point. Orlando lead. Akeem has taken 15 shots. And we still have 3:20 remaining in the first half. O'Neal on the recovery. Here's the double on Shaquille. And leads to the foul. That stuff attempt after the whistle lands in the crowd.
Anytime Akeem gets the ball inside, he is going to draw all kinds of people. Drexler's going to cut through their congestion there, but Sam Cassell spotting up on the perimeter as Akeem Olajuwon does a good job of finding the open man.
And Akeem called for his second foul. Shaquille does not have any. That was a non-shooting foul occurring prior to the shot attempt. We approach 3 minutes left in the first half. Horace Grant, very much a factor offensively the last 2 games.
And they have to bring Robert Horry out of the game with Charles Jones now in because of the foul trouble. Akeem, not a great perimeter defender.
Oh, Akeem had the step and could not convert. Magic with the ball, leading by 3. Hardaway pulls up and hits another 3. Orlando is 9 of 13 from downtown. They come off an 8 for 31 on Sunday night. So the Magic up now 49-43. Drexler. Oh, what a ball by Clyde the Glide.
Well, we've seen him make some, but that was the quickest one yet on the spin.
The Magic up by 4. Anderson showing confidence, but not able to hit. He hit his previous shot from three-point land.
Right back to Drexler. He's calling for it.
Drexler. Clyde not shooting well. 3 of 10 from the field. Orlando up by 4 points. Open shot for Grant. And Horace is finding that he is being left alone. This similar to what took place in the series against the Chicago Bulls. 22nd timeout with 1:40 to go in the half. The Magic 51 and the Rockets 45. This has become a three-point festival. The Orlando Magic, a team not able to hit from downtown. First 3 games, only 31%. Tonight, 9 of 13 from beyond the three-point line. The NBA Finals record, most threes in a game, 14 in all. And that established by Houston in Game 1 of this series. Mario Elie with a nice move. He has 7 points. The Magic 51, the Rockets 47. A minute 20 to go in this first half.
Shaq feeding the post from behind the line and then cutting through.
As Dennis Scott went to the fake, he's called for a travel, a call that is applauded by Mario Elie.
Oh, this has been a successful play for the Magic, getting the ball inside to Dennis Scott. Actually, Shaq's supposed to make it from a little bit closer, but what it does is it makes Shaq make the pass, make the cut, and gets him on the offensive glass where the big fella can do some damage.
Eddie Smith back on the floor. Clyde Drexler. Robert Horry for 3. And it comes back to Smith. Hill was trying to break down court.
Well, that's what the guards do. They challenge the shot, release, and go for the layup.
How about Clyde Drexler's rebounding, though?
Clyde with 6 rebounds in this first half. Shot clock at 3. Smith has to fire it up, an air ball handled by O'Neal.
Terrible possession for Houston.
Hardaway for 3. And Jones on the rebound. And now with 20 seconds remaining in the half, Rockets look to hold for a final shot.
Very solid block out by Robert Horry.
The crowd urging the Rockets out. Down to 10 seconds. Drexler wants the pick. There's Smith. Back for Drexler. Final seconds. Horry. That's the end of the first half. The Orlando Magic getting back to it from three-point land. Walk off the court with a 4-point lead on the Houston Rockets. Rockets going for the sweep. The Magic trying to stay alive to 4. Brian Shaw will not start the second half. Brian Hill going with his usual starting lineup. The Magic leading 51-47. Kenny Smith and Clyde Drexler at the guards. Hakeem Olajuwon, Mario Elie, and Robert Horry up front for the Rockets. Anderson going for the steal. Horry. Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon is the high man with 16 points. Shaquille O'Neal only 2 of 6 from the field for 6 points.
But Robert Horry starting to show some of those qualities of Scottie Pippen, as you were referring to that comparison the other night.
Shaquille getting inside, won't count. Offensive foul. And for Shaquille, that is his first personal.
Oh, you see the pained expression on Brian Hill's face. Excellent position by Shaquille O'Neal, going at Hakeem with 2 personal fouls, and really no need for Shaq to wipe him out with the left arm as he did there with that kind of position, because Hakeem doesn't want to pick up his 3rd this early in the 3rd quarter.
2-point Magic lead. Olajuwon. Drexler not looking for the shot. 3 of 9 in the first half. Horry for 3. Robert Horry with the shot clock down to 1. Hitting again from downtown. That's his 3rd. He has 12 points, and the Rockets lead by 1. O'Neal drew the foul.
Rockets down 34.
And that is number 3 on Olajuwon.
Well, Robert Horry has been Mr. Dependable at the offensive end, always hanging on the perimeter, trying to draw Horace Grant away from the basket. The play before it was penetration and the kick out to Olajuwon. This time, shot clock winding down, nails a big 3.
Orlando's obvious strategy: get deep post position, get foul trouble on Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hardaway. Anthony Hardaway able to penetrate. He has 13. He's the high point man for the Magic. And they lead now by 1 with a minute and a half gone by in the third quarter. Orlando hoping to extend this series to a game 5 here on Friday, while the Rockets hoping to wrap it here before the home crowd in game number 4. That is number 2 on O'Neal.
Brian Hill was saying he didn't want his team to just keep relying on the three-point shot despite shooting so well in the first half. That time Hardaway with a little fake to the open man, taking advantage of the seam to the basket.
Drexler back to the post up with a fadeaway. Anderson with the rebound.
Very quiet crowd here for a team with the chance to win a championship.
Scott not able to hit the 3. O'Neal on the follow. The Magic 55 and the Rockets 52. And now the crowd trying to get into it. Shot clock at 7. And Olajuwon hit by Hardaway, was rushing by looking for the steal.
Well, Clyde has been an effective post player, but when he has not been able to get to the basket, forced to shoot jump shot, as Nick Anderson does here with good defense, Clyde's legs look very dead tonight. Not a lot of lift.
Kenny Smith. That's his first field goal, and the three-pointer ties the game at 55. Remember in game 1, Kenny Smith with the hot hand, 7 of 11 from downtown, 23 points in all. Hardaway not able to get the roll. Anderson kept it alive, but a bad pass knocked out of bounds by Drexler.
Robert Horry getting back on defense, urging this crowd to get behind this team. He senses that it's a dead crowd right now, but the Rockets have to do something at either end of the floor to get the crowd involved.
Grant, he hesitated, threw it on. And Ellie had it knocked away, deflected out by the Magic.
The advance of the ball. Dennis Scott just right off the back of his foot. Numerous referees. Oates and Crawford right on it.
Game tied at 55. Smith open. And Smith able to scoop it up. Smith with the ball fake.
Terrific move by Kenny Smith. Good move by the Rockets to see if Kenny has the hot hand, but once Shaquille ran by him, Smith knew that he had no big man underneath the basket, took it to the rim.
Illegal defense called on the Rockets. And a technical foul will be taken.
Kenny Smith, shades of Pete Maravich and Walt Frazier coming with the back behind. Show it to him with the fake behind the back and then just tease him at the hoop.
Kenny Smith was in the stands at Madison Square Garden as a youngster watching Walt Clyde Frazier in his glory days with the Knicks. Kenny Smith did not score in the first half, but a couple of buckets here in the early going in the third, and he scored Houston's last 5 points. Rockets with a 1-point lead. Smith accelerates, gives it up to Olajuwon. Rockets lead 59-56, and the Magic will talk it over.
Big edge for the Rockets in fast breaks. Rebound Robert Horry, outlet to Kenny Smith to start the fast break. Kenny Smith seeing what he has in front of him. Stop right there. Kenny Smith here, seeing that he has Shaquille O'Neal in front of him, going to challenge him and hit the trailer, Olajuwon, at the foul line. Beautiful job by Kenny Smith in fast break execution.
And what is going on with Shaquille O'Neal? We have 8:08 remaining third quarter, but only 3 of 8, 8 points, 4 rebounds.
But Akeem Olajuwon with 3 fouls, playing very aggressive defense.
Scott for 3. Dennis Scott hitting his first three-pointer of the night. Only 1 of 9 from downtown in game 3. And the game is tied at 59. The double team on Olajuwon. Ellie got the step. Shaquille challenged, but Ellie able to throw it up high off the glass for a 2-point Rocket lead.
Shaquille not getting the proper angle, trying to block up high rather than just out of his hand.
Here's the double on O'Neal. Anderson pitches it out. Hardaway for 3. Penny Hardaway. He has 16 points. Orlando with their 11th three-point shot. And they are only 3 away from the NBA Finals record of 14 in one game set by Houston in game 1. O'Neal with the rebound. The Magic up by 1. 5 minutes gone by. Third quarter. Oh, Ori knocked it aside. Smith with the feed.
Kenny Smith doesn't have the outside shot going, but continues to help his team here in the third quarter with alert plays, good fast break plays, setting things up for his teammates.
But that terrible turnovers on a set offense for Orlando.
Nice ball movement by the Magic, and Dennis Scott beginning to feel it. The Magic with another 3, and they lead 65-63.
Dennis is muttering to himself, and he knows it 2 in a row. He wants the ball in his hands every time down the floor.
Olajuwon has tied the game at 65. And Houston has connected on 8 of 11 from the field in the third quarter. Halfway through. O'Neal, oh, a powerful move. That's one we have rarely seen this series.
Something that Shaq needs to do a heck of a lot more of. Akeem tired. This is a period in games where he's known to pick up careless fouls.
Ellie for 3. Ori with the back tap. Olajuwon. And the game is tied at 67. Akeem has 22 points. Scott for 3. Ori on the rebound. Rockets on the run. Ori for Ellie. Offensive foul. Robert Ori called for his second.
Well, Robert Ori trying to keep the ball just long enough to make the play here, and he does keep it 1 tick too long as Dennis Scott does a good job of taking position in the lane. Robert Ori has to come to a jump stop there. He didn't do it. That's why he charged.
Rockets and Magic tied at 67. Grant. Olajuwon with his 8th rebound.
The conditioning of Akeem Olajuwon, so apparent on his shots.
And a push. As Olajuwon went into the spin, Shaw trying to help out is called for his second foul.
The three-point shooting of Orlando really coming back in this game 4. Penetration by Nick Anderson, and anytime you do that, the defense will collapse as both Hardaway, Shaw, and now Dennis Scott feeling it from the perimeter.
Yes, and it counts. Robert Ori with another solid performance. He has 14, fouled by Hardaway, and Ori will go to the line.
What is Anthony Hardaway trying to steal the ball out there? It's not like he's going to turn and shoot or turn and make his own one-on-one move. He's a spot-up shooter that you just give an open lane to the basket with a foolish stab like that.
3-point play, and the Rockets lead 70-67. Robert Ori has been magnificent right throughout the playoffs. If you look back during the regular season, he scored more than 20 points. Just twice in the playoffs. He's done it 5 times. O'Neal. Strong move again by Shaquille. He has 12 points. 1-point Rocket lead.
And Clyde Drexler shaken up on that play. He tried to bump Shaquille O'Neal. He's limping noticeably.
Smith able to penetrate. He got the step, could not put it down. The alley-oop from Shaw to Hardaway. The Magic Magic taking a 1-point lead.
They've been looking to do that all series long. Brian Shaw and Penny Hardaway successful with that during the regular season. The Rockets had it scouted. That time they fell asleep.
Olajuwon facing a double team. Now Shaw drops back. Shaw poked it away. Olajuwon again stripped and knocked out of bounds by the Magic. Only 2 on the 24. Only 2 seconds on the shot clock, and Drexler will throw in. Ori for 3. Grant got a piece of it. Back comes Shaw. Hardaway breaking. Scott for 3. And here come the Rockets.
Good defense by Ellie in the transition.
Smith unloads for 3. And Grant on the board for a bad pass. Back comes Smith. Ellie, Drexler, Olajuwon. Rockets lead by 1.
Shaq not running the floor, allowing his man to get uncontested stick back.
Well, Shaquille was cutting down at the other end, looking for a lead pass. Horace Grant getting it out to Dennis Scott. And here is Grant. Yes. Orlando 73, Rockets 72. It has been a frantic pace here in the 3rd quarter.
Flurry after flurry by both teams offensively. Some of the defense has been gambling, some of it double teams, but it has really opened up spaces offensively for both teams.
Ori for 3. And O'Neal clears the boards and again took a poke in the eye. This occurred back in game 1. Hardaway saw the opening. And a foul, a blocking foul on Houston.
Shaquille O'Neal starting to punish and wear down a very tired Hakeem Olajuwon. Will bank in the jump hook shot.
And then Brian Shaw and Penny Hardaway, their favorite play in transition. You just throw it up in the air, and this young man can do wonders when he's up there catching and finishing.
Horace Grant taking advantage of spot-up shots by creative penetration.
Timeout is called with 2:22 left in the 3rd. Well, a moment ago, Shaquille O'Neal took a poke. Hakeem Olajuwon swiping at the ball and caught Shaquille. And for more of that, let's check in with the Marv.
All right, Marv, for the 2nd time in a row, he got hit in the same eye. Appears to be fine. He washed it out with a little water and said he's prepared to go. As you see, he's back out on the court. Marv?
All right, Ahmad, the Magic 73, the Rockets 72 as we resume with 2:22 to go in this 3rd quarter. Anthony Hardaway at the line, fouled by Clyde Drexler, who picked up his 2nd. 3 apiece now on Hakeem Olajuwon and Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille collecting the 3 fouls within a span of 2.5 minutes.
And Penny having an outstanding game, but a lot of balance in the lineup for the Magic, with Grant with 11, Scott 14, Penny now 20, Shaw with 12, and Shaquille O'Neal with 12. Only 10 shots for Shaquille. He's going to have to start asserting himself as this 2nd half winds down.
The Magic leading by 3. Hakeem is at 5 of 5 for 10 points in this 3rd quarter. 10 of his 24 here in the 3rd. Shot clock running out. Drexler did not realize it. And it's a 24-second violation. Ellie was motioning from the top of the circle, and Drexler did not realize that the 24-second clock was rolling down.
Everybody's standing around for the Houston Rockets, not just watching Clyde Drexler, waiting for him to do something. He lost track of the clock and had to put up a bad shot, which wouldn't have counted anyway.
Scott shaking off Drexler. Nice feed, and O'Neal was fouled. Dennis Scott with the penetration to set it up. And Drexler collects his 3rd.
The Magic playing tonight the way a lot of us thought they would play during the NBA Finals, with poise, with confidence, direction, determination, the penetration and dish, and Shaq smashing down plays and getting to the line.
He is 2 of 4 at the line.
Rudy Tomjanovich looking for some life right now, coming with Sam Cassell, who would be normally coming in at this juncture anyway. But Kenny Smith, I thought, even though he didn't get his three-point shot going, did a good job on fast break execution in this third quarter. But the Rockets need some life at both ends of the floor.
After scoring 0 in the first half, anything would be an improvement for Kenny Smith.
Hey! A very tough sideline grip. A minute and a half left in the third quarter. Ellie for three. Mario Ellie has 14, and the Magic leading 76-75. Were you as direct with your teammates, Bill?
I just report the facts, Marv. Numbers and facts.
Good thing this game.
Yes, I was direct with my teammates.
Brian Shaw. That was a three-point attempt. Ellie on the run, has Drexler with him. Trying to put a spin on Scott, and he lost it.
I was going to say, it's a good thing this game is more than just numbers, because you can help your team when you're not scoring, as Kenny Smith did with passing the ball. You can be a rebounder. You can set screens. It's not just the guy that puts the ball in the basket. And Bill, you know that better than everybody, because you used to do all those other things.
What a nice way to criticize Bill. So diplomatic. 3-second violation.
No wonder you were a coach.
Down to 44 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Cassell thought he had the baseline. Bad shot, and it was blocked by Shaw. Half-minute left in the third. Orlando in possession, up by 1. Shaw coming up short on that three-point attempt. And it goes back to Houston with 21 seconds left in the third quarter.
Houston needs a really good possession here. A bucket here will get this crowd going wild during the quarter changeover.
Looks like high screen roll with Cassell and Olajuwon.
Final seconds of the third. Cassell off the spin. Sam Cassell giving the Rockets a 1-point lead. 2 8/10 seconds to go. Scott battling as Ori was able to cut his path off, and that will end it. After 3, the Rockets with a 1-point lead. Shaquille O'Neal 5 of 10, 13.7 rebounds. Hakeem Olajuwon doing most of his damage in the third quarter, 24. And entertaining third quarter, high-flying basketball up and down the court. Houston leads by 1, 77-76. As we head to the fourth quarter, at the start of the telecast, we were discussing the fact that Brian Hill in great need of Dennis Scott and Nick Anderson to find the range. Well, Dennis Scott has been able to show some signs, 5 of 11, 2 from downtown, but Nick Anderson remains quiet.
Well, Brian Shaw has come on and chipped in, not only scoring, ball handling, but playing very well, so he has picked up the slack for Nick Anderson.
Fourth quarter underway. Shaquille O'Neal throwing an air ball on that jump hook. The shot clock still alive. It's down to 3. Shaw. And here comes Cassell. Eluding Shaw. Drexler. Scott got a piece of it. Beautiful play by Dennis Scott. And the foul on Cassell.
One of the few times in this series that Clyde Drexler has been denied at the hoop. Terrific block by Orlando, stepping in and taking the ball right out of his hand. Dennis Scott, the noted defensive stopper.
Ryan Hill has O'Neal with Grant and Scott, Hardaway and Shaw in the backcourt. Hardaway with an air ball. O'Neal, Shaquille able to field it and hammer it home for his 6th field goal. He has 15 points. Orlando leads by 1.
That's That's how Shaquille O'Neal can score. Not necessarily by just posting up, catching it, because he's going to get double teamed and have to give the ball up. He can let his teammates look to score and then clean up on the offensive glass.
Horry, Ellie, and Olajuwon up front for the Rockets. Horry trying to keep it alive. Hardaway through the pack. And very fortunate that O'Neal ended up with the ball. And it's an offensive foul. That is number 4.
Well, Shaquille O'Neal on the weak side. This is on the initial fast or last fast break play with Shaq taking his position in the lane. Good guess on the part of Olajuwon, sensing that Shaq has been looking to make that move. Guessed right and took the charge.
And the willingness of Hakeem. Nobody else is going to stand in there and get run over by this guy. But Hakeem, this championship, he wants this big time.
Olajuwon has 3 fouls. O'Neal with 4. Here's the double as Grant over to help. Ellie. Mario Ellie setting up for the 3 on the back pedal. Ellie with 17. And he continues to hit the 3-point shot off the steal. The Rockets leading by 2. And once again have the ball. They'll try to tie up Cassell to the foul charge to Hardaway.
Well, we talk so much about Hakeem, about Clyde Drexler, but this guy has been solid as a rock for this ball club. Normally he has to have his feet under him. He had to make a little step back move here. He's still got his feet under him to nail that 3.
Mario Ellie 18 for 31 from 3-point range during this NBA Finals series. 3 of 5 here tonight. Horry. Lost it. Scott on the loose ball. For the Orlando Magic, the season has come down to this 4th quarter. Horace Grant. And rebounded by Clyde Drexler. The Magic trying to avert the sweep, seeking a Game 5 on Friday night. Rockets hoping to wrap it here this evening.
Both teams really rushing the offense right now. Get your rhythm going. Dictate what you want.
Hardaway lost it to Olajuwon. Drexler, yes, and it counts. A foul committed by Shaw. Rockets by 4. Drexler will go to the line.
Marv, somewhere Michael Jordan is watching this and he's saying to himself, I gotta get some of this. It's time to get back to work.
Well, the Rockets with a 5-point lead. 3 minutes in. 4th quarter. A whistle from Joe Crawford indicating a foul on Olajuwon. That is his 4th.
Well, Shaq stepping in the lane, trying to cover up on Hakeem Olajuwon. Sheds him a bit and then stumbles. And now that's why the crowd is reacting there. Looked like probably no whistle should have been blown in that type of situation.
Shaq lost his balance.
And an offensive foul is called. It's on Dennis Scott.
Setting the screen, trying to free up Shaq.
It's like he popped Charles Jones ever so slightly. Players starting to fake a little bit now defensively.
Olajuwon triple team and lost it. Hardaway looking behind him. Cassell draped around Hardaway, although did not commit the foul, and then was able to poke it away. Here's Ellie. Rockets 85, and the Magic 78. Mario Ellie with 19 points. The crowd sensing the kill, but O'Neal right back. It's now to a 5-point lead.
Beautiful alley-oop feed from Anthony Bowie. I'm a little surprised that Anthony is in the ballgame at this juncture. 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter instead of Nick Anderson. However, Nick has struggled mightily in this game.
Olajuwon back open for three. Mario Ellie, 4 of 5 from downtown, and he is consistently open for three. Hardaway right back. Rockets, 88. The Magic, 83.
And Rudy Tomjanovich furious on the sideline over there, barking at his team, not wanting to give Hardaway that open look.
5th three-pointer for Hardaway. Olajuwon. Ori with the tip. And Ori is shaken up. Ori's down. And a timeout is taken by the Rockets. And Robert Ori is hurting.
He's grabbing his back as he came sailing in from the perimeter to get that rebound, and whether or not he fell on his tailbone, I'm not sure right now. His trainer Ray Ori out to check on him.
Ori has been plagued by back trouble. A little bit of collision. He's going down before he strained something, pulled something there. That is not a good sign for the Houston Rockets. If anyone can get him better, though, Ray Melchior will get the job done.
Actually looked like he banged into Charles Jones with his left knee, but he's grabbing his back.
And a storm back at the Summit in Houston, where the Rockets lead the Magic 88-83. Robert Ori did re-aggravate the back injury that plagued him this season, but he insisted to coach Rudy Tomjanovich that he wanted to come back in this game. Rudy telling his team focus now for 7 minutes, and Robert Ori doesn't want to miss any of that time. Marv?
Thank you, Hannah. Another sparkling performance by Robert Ori. You saw the stat line, 15 points, 11 rebounds. Rockets with an 88-83 lead. We come up on 7 minutes remaining in the fourth. Olajuwon not able to handle that pass. Jones back on it. Shot clock at 7. Cassell fires. And Hardaway on it. O'Neal, Grant, Scott up front. Bowie, Hardaway at the guards. Scott pushes him up to Grant. Horace Grant not able to hit. Shaquille O'Neal, he has 19, and it's a 3-point Houston lead.
Shaq just taking advantage of the size and strength advantage, pushing Charles Jones out of the way, delivering on the jump hook. And Horace Grant, what is Shaq doing defensively?
And Ellie taking the bump. So the foul is called. It's a
Shaq working with, Shaq working without the ball, doing a lot of damage on the offensive glass, been unable to get involved in the normal half-court offense. And then defensively, he was coming over anticipating a pass inside to Olajuwon, and it didn't come, so he just kept on going to double team to avoid the illegal defense.
Olajuwon with a jump hook. Charles Jones with the tip. His first field goal. The Rockets 90. The Magic 85. Shaquille, able to unload it to Bowie. What a pass from Shaquille O'Neal.
Gorgeous pass as he got hung up in the air. I don't think he really caught Bowie till the last split second. A low pass, but a good one.
Ori for three. Well, I guess Robert Ori feels just fine. 93-87 Rockets. 18 for Ori.
Elliott doing a solid defensive job on Hardaway.
O'Neal pushed. The crowd wanted a traveling violation. Jones commits the foul.
Hakeem Olajuwon in the low post will deliver the jump hook, and nobody blocks out Charles Jones. And then Robert Ori, feeding off the double team in low, delivers.
Both teams with 3 fouls, 3 team fouls apiece. Charles Jones continues to defend against Shaquille O'Neal.
Terrible shot.
Ellie in the open floor. Leading Cassell, and he's fouled by Anderson, who just returned. Well, down the stretch, the last 6 minutes of the previous 3 games, it has been a case of very poor shooting by the Magic. The last 6 minutes here tonight, they missed their first attempt, but they have not been able to do it late in ball games. Cassell on the line, providing the Rockets with a 7-point lead.
And in the fourth quarters, it's been the Rockets who come up with the loose ball, the rebound, the block shot, and turn it into a fast break opportunity, and the Magic have just been unable to match it.
Rockets lead 95-87. We're down to 5 minutes to go in the fourth. And O'Neal fouled by Jones, and Rudy Tomjanovich does not mind that at all.
Charles Jones did everything he could. Shaq gets the great position down low, goes for his signature shot, the slam, and Charles Jones said, sorry, young man, you got to make free throws in our building with our crowd in your face.
It's such an impossible cover for just about anywhere when Shaquille is moving, as the crowd is yelling and screaming with Shaq on the line. But as long as Shaq keeps active, he can still be an effective offensive player.
And only 3 of 8 at the foul line. The Houston Rockets gunning for their 2nd consecutive NBA championship. They lead by 8.
Keep in the post.
Olajuwon to the fadeaway. 26 for Akeem. Rockets lead by 10. Bowie for 3. And the crowd here at the Summit standing and cheering. Cassell calls for time with 4:10 remaining. In this fourth quarter, it's a 20-second timeout. The Houston Rockets with a 10-point lead. Rockets attempting to become the first NBA champion to keep the title with a sweep, and they have come out strong. In this fourth quarter, they've outscored the Magic 20-11 here in the fourth.
Hakeem Olajuwon working, no double team that time. Shaq has come back, and Hakeem knows that when there's only one guy on him to shoot it every time, his worst shot is better than almost anybody else's bad shot.
And for one of the rare double-figure leads in this series, I anticipated a Magic timeout. Sam Cassell got in trouble as the Magic doing a little run and jump double team. He had to stop the clock with the 20-second timeout, afraid of getting tied up.
Rockets have 3 timeouts remaining. The Magic 4 plus their 20. Houston with a 10-point lead. Olajuwon off the fake through the foul. He knew he had O'Neal. And Akeem to the line for the first time.
Well, Shaq is slapping away at the ball there. Not a good idea. He's got to just establish his position. But the little eyebrow fake by Olajuwon got Shaq in the air, and Akeem knew what to do with that. Just took the contact and threw it towards the basket.
Hakeem, the total repertoire on display tonight. The turn and face. He's lowering the ball a little bit, forcing Shaq to back up. That gives him room to deliver his shot.
The Rockets have opened up their biggest lead of the night. A margin of 12. Just under 4 remaining in the fourth. Hardaway got the step, and he drew the foul. Hardaway will go to the line now. Both teams are over the limit. Foul number 4 committed by Charles Jones.
Giving up the baseline. Everybody behind so concerned about Shaquille O'Neal. Is the same situation Chicago was in Game 6 when they're trying to close out Orlando, and they gave up, what was it, 14 straight points?
And here is Clyde Drexler making his return. Clyde Drexler looking for his first NBA championship. Born and raised here in Houston. A star at Sterling High School in Houston and then at the University of Houston. But he and Hakeem not able to do it as a tandem with the Cougars of Houston. Now Grant guarding Olajuwon. Rebounded by O'Neal. Bad pass from Hardaway.
Hey, Hardaway thought he was under pressure there and wanting to get the fast break, quickly coughed it up. He thought to Brian Shaw. Olajuwon quick to the loose ball.
Olajuwon, yes, and the foul.
And the Magic becoming unglued here. A bad turnover by Penny Hardaway. And the quickness and the strength of Hakeem Olajuwon, and nothing Horace Grant could do to stop it.
Shaq, who's picked up 5 fouls in the second half, unable to guard Hakeem himself. That defensive rotation really been the difference in the series.
O'Neal, Rockets 101, the Magic 91. We're just under 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. The Houston Rockets going for a 4-game sweep, looking to avert a Game 5 here on Friday. And the Rockets now using the clock. 5 of the 24. Ori. Rebound Olajuwon. Stolen by Anderson. Anderson. Fouled by Ellie. 2:26 to go in this fourth quarter. The Magic taking a timeout. They're down by 10.
Marv, you live your whole life to get these championship moments. The ones you give away, the ones you feel where you beat yourself, they never leave you. I've been there before myself. I know how Clyde Drexler, he needs this championship. He's putting a happy face on a sad situation.
Rockets now lead 101-92. And that is certainly the sentiment of a number of people here in Houston. Nick Anderson hitting 1 of 2 from the line, and then Ori trying to protect it was fouled. Fouled by Hardaway. That's 4 on Hardaway. Both teams are over the foul limit. So Ori will go to the line.
And one more thing on Clyde Drexler. There'll be a lot more said about him, but not having his best game tonight. His outside shot not going early, but the professional that he is, the veteran, knowing that he has other things in his game that he can help his club. The rebounding, the defense, the post-up, the driving the ball in the basket, the running the fast break. Clyde Drexler finding a way.
And you know, back in 1983, the Rockets could have drafted Clyde Drexler. They opted for Rodney McCray instead with the 3rd pick. McCray played 5 years for the Rockets, then sent to Sacramento the deal for Otis Thorpe. And then ironically, Thorpe goes to Portland in the trade for Drexler. 2:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. O'Neal. Rockets lead 101-94.
2 big misses by Robert Ori at the line.
Blocked by O'Neal. This game very much alive with just under 2 minutes to go.
Crowd wondering why the Rockets didn't use some clock there.
Hardaway for 3. Drexler on the rebound. That would have been a huge field goal. And a foul committed by Shaw. So once again, Ori will go to the line.
Shaq continuing to deliver. Big fourth quarter again for him. Then the incredible block just takes the ball right out of a man who's having his way on the offensive end. He takes it out of his hands.
But Hakeem Olajuwon knows better. The Rockets don't necessarily need a shot there unless it's a wide open layup. They should be thinking about moving the ball, spreading the floor, forcing the Magic to either make a mistake defensively or to foul them.
Horry 3 of 6 at the line. 8-point Rocket lead. 1:42 to go in the fourth. Horry comes back after missing 2. Converts on both. 103-94. Houston. Maverick looking for a quick shot. Minute and a half remaining. Nice move by O'Neal. Rebound Horry. And the Rockets should be in no hurry. Olajuwon is fouled by Hardaway.
Robert Horry, we've been talking about his defense throughout this series. It has been exceptional in every way, shape, and form. But watch him coming over here, knifing into the open area, boxing out, getting high in the air, and getting to the rebound to go at the other end as Olajuwon will draw the foul on Penny Hardaway.
And Akeem with 31. 3 of 4 at the line. Another magnificent all-around performance by Akeem Olajuwon. 1:15 to go. Rockets by 11. Shaquille O'Neal off the double team. Rockets now lead 105-96. Coming up on a minute as Horry is hit from behind by Shaw.
Houston has gone to their late game strategy, which is to not double team Shaq, not give up the kick out for the 3, which will allow the comeback to happen faster. That puts a lot of pressure on Akeem Olajuwon, and as you see, no one person can guard Shaq.
So Horry a 77% free throw shooter during the playoffs. 4 of 7 at the line tonight. And a timeout taken by the Magic. 1:05 left, fourth quarter. The Rockets lead by 9. You are watching the NBA on NBC. 1:05 remaining in the fourth quarter. And the Rockets leading 105-96. Following the game, West Coast viewers will see High Sierra search and rescue, followed by local news and then the Tonight Show with Joe. Now 1 minute to go. Ryan Shaw able to avert a backcourt violation. Shaw with the off-balance shot. Olajuwon had it slapped away, recovered by Anderson. O'Neal stripped by Olajuwon.
We have seen incredible play after incredible play by Akeem Olajuwon on the defensive end. Stopping one shot, slapping a dunk away, stealing passes.
Situation desperate. The Magic have 4 3-point shooters on the floor. They have to launch from here on out.
Rockets with a 10-point lead. Orlando's hit 13 of 26 from downtown. We can hear the chant of sweep from the crowd here at the Summit. Shaw cuts it to 8. A number of fans wanted to bring brooms with them to indicate the sweep to taunt the Magic, and it was really Tomjanovich who said, no, we're not going to permit that. He did not want his club, want his team reacting to that, and of course I'm sure he did not want the Orlando Magic getting annoyed by that tactic.
Rudy was cringing ever since the victory in Game 3 because of that, and knowing with that extra day off, with all the talk of that it was certainly going to play on the mind of his players, and even more importantly play on the mind of the Orlando Magic as far as getting them ready was not to be.
Clyde Drexler, 6 of 6 at the line, 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. Rockets by 10. Here's Hardaway. Cassell on the loose ball, and he is fouled by Anderson.
It was Ellie's defense again that forced that miss.
The celebration has begun here in Houston. And the Rockets are about to become the first team in NBA history to beat 4 clubs with 50 regular season wins in the playoffs to win the title. The Rockets beating Utah Phoenix, San Antonio, and on their way to knocking off Orlando. San Antonio with the best record in the NBA, going down in 6. They knocked off Phoenix in a come-from-behind effort. We're down to 30 seconds. Rockets with the 11-point lead. Drexler on the rebound. Clyde wearing the big smile as he's fouled by Anderson with 22 seconds to go. And Drexler will go to the line. Who I'm certain is enjoying these special moments with Clyde Drexler and Hakeem Olajuwon. 110-98. Shaw for 3. Well, Brian Shaw with his 5th from downtown. It's a 10-point lead. Down to 15 seconds. Olajuwon for 3. And that will cap it off. Anderson, the Houston Rockets have won their 2nd consecutive NBA championship. They have swept the Orlando Magic. Some final words, which I'm certain pointing to next season, remembering these moments as they did back in the Indiana series, and then were able to come out and turn it around.
You should not take away from the tremendous season that the Orlando Magic had, winning 57 games, the best record in the Eastern Conference, a strong run through the playoffs to get here, and coming out and playing so well in Game 1 and losing a heartbreaker there, which actually turned this whole series around. But Marv, you're exactly right. They have had these huddles before, and it's a little bit to reflect on what happened before, but certainly what lies ahead for this organization.
And for the Houston Rockets, a terrific finish after going through a tumultuous season, including the major trade that was not well received at first. They persevered through Hakeem Olajuwon bouts of anemia. They got through several injuries, plus they had to contend with the disrupting influence of Vernon Maxwell, who is no longer on the roster. Then they rolled through the Western Conference, beating 60-game winning Utah. They knocked off 59-win Phoenix after falling behind 3 games to 1. And they beat San Antonio, as you're well aware, of the team with the best record of the NBA. This after losing 2 games at home that even the series, and they cap it off by sweeping the Orlando Magic. This Houston Rocket team that finished 47-35 during the regular season, only the 6th seed in the West. And the Rockets, in winning, become the lowest seeded team ever to win an NBA title. And right now we're set to throw it to Bob Costas with NBA Commissioner David Stern. Bob?
Well, Marv, I guess I heard what you had to say, and I hope that above the bedlam here, the folks can hear it too, as our microphone is plugged into the PA system of the Summit. We'll turn it over to Commissioner David Stern for the presentation of the championship trophy to owner Les Alexander, Coach Rudy Tomjanovich, and the Houston Rockets.
Houston Rockets, your determination in winning your back-to-back NBA championship has fired the imagination of basketball fans the world over and won their admiration and respect. Congratulations, Houston, 2-time NBA champion.
The trophy taken by the owner, Les Alexander. Les, a brief comment.
Isn't America the greatest? America's the greatest land of all, where dreams really do come true. And I think this team has sent a powerful message around the world, what guts and determination can do. We love you, Houston. See you next year.
Speaking of dreams, let's turn to Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem, it is obviously a team victory, a second consecutive team victory. But can you allow yourself now in the aftermath to consider where you have vaulted to among the all-time NBA greats with this postseason run?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank God for the opportunity, for giving us this opportunity to win the championship again. And I'm just so happy, especially for Clyde, to win it for the first time. And for all the teammates, thank you so much, all the fans.
Let's bring Clyde Drexler in here. Clyde, 12 seasons in the league, 8 of them an all-star. This was the third trip to the finals, and the third time was the charm.
This was great. How sweet it is.
Please don't drop it. Clyde, amid the pandemonium, can you express what this means to you? For most of the people surrounding you, it's the second time. For you, it's the first, and it had been a long wait.
It's the first, and it's just a great thing to be a part of a class organization, to play with players like Hakeem, the guys on the team, Mario, Robert, Super Series, the coaching staff. Rudy T did a fantastic job from start to finish. And then, the guy who made it all possible, Leslie Alexander. Thank you. All right, baby.
Let's turn to Rudy T. Obviously, each is special. But I also think, let's let him have his moment. Let the crowd express their appreciation for him. I think it's fair to say that this year's team is a better basketball team than last year's. Why?
Well, I can't take anything away from last year. That was special. This is a new team, and no one has ever done what this team's done. Come from the 6th seed, down in series. We won 9 road games, and we had non-believers all along the way. I have one thing to say to those non-believers. Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion.
The Rockets completed their unlikely repeat by beating the Magic 113-101. A repeat title for the Houston Rockets after finishing 6th in the West. They were the lowest seed to win an NBA title and knocked off the #1 seeds in both conferences to do so. Hakeem the Dream powered the Game 4 win with 35 points and 15 boards and was named Finals MVP for the 2nd straight year. I'm Matt Weiner. Thanks for watching this edition of Hardwood Classics here on NBA TV.